What's going on, team? So I have a few videos out on ancient Egypt. Fun little fat-filled nuggets of entertaining awesomeness, if I do say so myself, and I do. And to my great surprise and shock, the racists came out, and the crazy sharks started circling. Ah! Wow, that was a breach predation. Cool. Some of these comments are so hypocritical, so crazy, so breathtakingly racist that I just had to share them. That's what's coming up. Well, you know, my name is Gregory, and I like to do drawings and paintings and cooking and music and tra-la-la-la-la-la-la-la-la. So this video is about the Nefertiti bust. Click this card to check it out. It's not even really about the bust at all, but an artist's recreation of the younger lady mummy through CT scans. Who is the younger lady mummy? Well, check this card out here and find out. I did a video on that one too. Well, people had a problem, like this lady.
The people in the region during ancient Egypt were black Africans. Whites are always trying to inject themselves into others' history and culture because they have none of their own. Science does not support the pale skin theory. Neither does DNA. This is why the modern day Egyptians do not match the DNA of the ancient ones, but the black Egyptians do. It has already been reported that these so-called restorers are actually changing the two images from black to white. You can change the color, but you can never change the blood, bones, and the DNA. Accept the truth. The deeper you dig and the further you go back in time, you will only find blackness. We are the descendants of the ancient ones, not deceiving manipulating whites.
Ooh, alright! Malcolm X!
Well, so much to unravel. Where to begin? Where to begin? Oh, I know. Let's start with the most snarky of retorts, shall we? Right here. I think what she wanted to say was accept the truth. But I would never put words in her mouth. So I will have to accept only her own words. And by her own words, they are accept the truth, which implies that the truth is the exception to her statement. Oh, he shoots, he scores. Wasn't being snarky fun. I scored points for me. Yay. She is a silly, ignorant racist, but anyone can cast aspersions and use ad hominem attacks. And when you employ those attacks in a conversation, it means you are unable to support your assertion. So they attack your character instead. But I digress. She seemed to want to talk DNA. Let's talk about the DNA, shall we? Here's an article from nature.com. References are in the description. That clearly states the opposite of what this lady had to say. And I quote, "Ancient Egyptians shared little DNA with modern sub-Saharan Africans. Instead, their closest relatives were people living during the Neolithic and Bronze Ages in an area known as the Levant. Strikingly, the mummies were more closely related to ancient Europeans and Anatolians than to modern Egyptians." Isn't that interesting? Whenever someone comments that science shows and DNA proves, I always ask to see the literature. Not one person has ever been able to give me a peer-reviewed journal or study to support their assertions. Not one. I even go so far as to taunt them, so that their ego will get involved and they will want to find the answers and put the research in my stupid face, you know? See, I was right, you were wrong. And you know what? If they find it and it's compelling, I would be forced to change my opinion. I've got no skin in the game. I don't really care. I go where the evidence leads me. And the problem is, they never do. Not one person in the many, myriad people who claim to have superior facts on their side ever post proper citations for their theories and assertions. Know why? Because they don't exist. History changes with new information, but they don't have any new information. What they do have is personal websites and blogs, Pinterest boards, and other social media where they bloviate on their theories and somehow think that it's persuasive or even the slightest bit compelling. I mean, if your reference is a Wikipedia page or your own Pinterest board,
then you have nothing.
I mean, what's next? Your own YouTube video? It gets so frustrating dealing with people like this because they have no evidence that matters. And if you show them peer-reviewed journals and articles and studies and DNA findings, and I'm dead serious. They say those are all white liars who fake the evidence to whitewash history. It's a huge global historical conspiracy to cut black people out of Egyptian history. That makes no sense. And as Crazy Pants says, because whites have no history of our own. Which is just crazy racist nonsense. The fact of the matter is, if your ancient country touched the Mediterranean, you are and were influenced by every other culture that touches it. The ancient Egyptians are a part of the world's heritage. They are inextricably linked to Mesopotamia and all the inhabited Mediterranean cultures. Lastly, thinking Egypt belongs only to black Africans and that Egypt's history and influence only extends to blacks? You know, it sounds so stupid when you hear it out loud, but trust me, there are so many who believe it. They are wrong, and the evidence does not support that theory at all. Egypt was an ancient superpower whose culture and wealth extended to all parts of Middle Earth, called Mediterranean, for thousands of years. It's just ignorant to think anything else. The evidence is all around, and most importantly, in the description. Thanks for watching, everyone. Stay sane, and keep the comments coming.